And so this is my message to the patriarchy. And this is my message to you, Frank EDOHO. Men, you people should come and gather around me. The women you are meeting today, the women you are seeing today, are not your mothers. Because what is good for the goose should be, in fact, the best for the gander. Sandra, take shop kiss. Do you understand what I mean? I'm not going to come here and come and do the hypocrisy. No, I'm not going to do that. Because the bed you laid, Frank EDOHO, is you are the one lying on it right now. Yes, you are the one who laid that bed and you are lying on it. So hello people, how are we doing? And it's good to see you all. Just a second. It's good to see you all. Oh, my microphone, I forgot. Yeah. I changed my setting today and I'm really hoping for the best with it. Gosh. Okay, let's see how this is going to work. Let's see. So hi guys, how are we all doing today? And welcome. Okay, there are so many things happening on the internet, as well as so many things happening with me as well. But hey, the show must go on. So, we're talking today. I don't know if you guys have been on TikTok or you've been on the internet. The stories making the round is Frank EDOHO. So let's get right down to it because the stew has done, as in the stew, You know, in Nigerian English, let me explain. The stew don't done. The soup don't done. This matter, it tie wrapper, but you know to tie wrapper like that. Now, those are very, they're proverbs in pidgin English to say that this is a matter that is at the same time delicate, but not so delicate. And at the same time that it is also serious, but, well, we're going to hear the whole thing. But before we get down to it, I want to just get my stuff in order for the things I need for this gist, because the gist is hot. Okay, all right. So so Frank EDOHO, for those who may not know, Frank EDOHO is a Nigerian TV presenter, animator. He used to work for a show at the time called Who Wants to Be a Billionaire. Now, Frank EDOHO, one of the things he's had going for him is the fact that he has the gift of eloquence. He's very eloquent in speech, clear spoken. He has a striking presence, right? And in a sense, his presence is also intimidating. Yes, his presence is also intimidating, Frank EDOHO. And I think he knows, and he plays that very well to his advantage. And so Frank EDOHO is that person. And so, his picture is right here. And so we see a man who has spent years, decades, in front of over 200 million Nigerians, and he would say, yes, I boast, the trick of the trade, that he knows them, right? And so, in fact, I didn't even know that Frank EDOHO was divorced until I listened to him on, I think it was on a podcast or something where he talked about his first divorce, the second divorce, and then his third marriage. And, in most of the questions he was asked, he never really answered those questions per se, but he always spoke about, he was quite I won't use the word accountable, but he said, well, he had his own parts to play in the divorce and stuff and things like that. So, all well and good, And so we were just sitting down calmly on this internet, minding our business, and me trying to get better, from all the crazies that has been going on in my life health wise, and with the Blake Lively thingy that I have been trying to upload for days now. And boom, all of a sudden, we are on the internet, and a one of these sensational content handles on Instagram, who goes by the name of Cutie Jules, comes out with the story about Frank Edoho's wife having cheated on him. And I'm like, only you waka come. Do you understand? I'm like, now only you marriage, now only you waka come, I just was like, why this guy all the time? Now, when that happened, it will interest you to know that shortly after, Frank EDOHO replied to that particular news and thanked the so-called person by the name of Cutie Jules, thanked her for bringing out this sensational, piece of information, comes out with this, sensational piece of information about, Frank EDOHO's marriage. And he thanked her, right? Profoundly, if I must add. And when he did that, that spoke to me very quickly. And I'm like, normally these soft sell content, or these sensational content creators, what they usually do is people hardly respond to them. And he did. And I'm like, yeah? Why would you do that? That was the first thing I said to myself. I'm like, why would Frank EDOHO thank you, and actually comment and say he's going to send you, that he started this game show, and that he's going to, just give me a second, guys. So Frank EDOHO, so this is what Cutie Jules comes out with. Naso singer blah 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 beep come out Frank EDOHO wife's brains. Chike is the reason why their marriage scatter. It wasn't one time knacko. Chike was knacking Frank EDOHO's wife almost every single day for a very long time. Stay tuned. Be right back with the details. That is what she came out with. And Frank EDOHO goes down under that post and says, Glamour, thanks for your concern. I saw what you did there in the other post. Very intelligent. I don't have anything to say other than I just created a game show and it's phenomenal. When it comes out, I'll need your services to promote it. Thanks, Glamour. And so Cutie Jules now responds to him and says, of course, Glamour will pleasure, sir. Just let Glamour know as soon as your game show is ready, sir. Now, that got me and I'm like, why would you reply to that? Then he hit me. He leaks that story. It didn't happen, out of the blues. He was the one that leaked that story. And again, the victimhood. So he goes, leaks the story. And so everyone, I don't know if many of you are very aware that most Nigerian men are very patriarchal and very egocentric and very... For a lot of Nigerian men, in their minds, they are the only ones that have the right to cheat.
The best punishment I can give a woman.
Now, as God will catch Frank Edoho.
I can stay in the same house with you.
Because this gist there, as God would have it, Frank Edoho, like I said, I listened to him on the previous podcast. Frank Edoho spoke about his divorces on a podcast. The podcast actually is Teju Babyface, because I follow Teju Babyface on YouTube. I subscribe to his YouTube channel, and he does very interesting podcasts, and I would listen to that podcast.
Then what?
And so Frank Edoho said, you guys, let's take a listen.
Crack or crevice that brings out the proposition that I beat women. So the person is a big fool because I support women. Let me.
He is the king of malice. This is what a man said about his wife. In fact, Frank Edoho, let me use the language he used. He said, if I want to punish, and I, again, like I said, Frank Edoho has this presence. He's known even on Twitter, not as a bully, but he tells you can't bully him, you can't harass him, because he has a comeback for everybody and everything. He's good at it, And so I think that is one of the things that have endeared him, or kind of brought him. Nigerians, we like bullies. We like bullies too, because we're being bullied and manipulated and harassed by our government. So it feels extremely, relieving when we have people that actually do it and play it out in real life. So now this video has begun to circulate about Frank Edoho talking about himself as the king of malice. And then we have people who are like, oh, you don't cheat in your marriage as a woman, and everybody forming the holier than thou. Now, plot twist. This story is interesting though. Plot twist, because I have been dancing to Chike. In fact, Chike, for the first time in the longest time, Chike's music came on my FYP. In fact, we've seen Chike dancing, and a lot of people, Chike is the boo of the boolless, as our Ari Kelly. Oh, hey God, you should not play with our Chike. And so Chike has been on my FYP. Figure that TikTok, you're messy. You're messy. TikTok, you're a mess. Anyway, so, Chike power. And so, Chike has been giving us back-to-back edition of different videos and different, everybody will want fight you. Hey, and I'm a Chike fan as well. And so, Frank Edoho's wife now comes out with the full story. Please permit me to read it all to you. She titled it Surviving a Pum Pum Nigger, Frank Edoho. And she says, choosing to remain silent may give mixed signals to the narrative that a sadist and narcissist peddles, making everyone believe he is a victim. Choosing to marry a man, raising our beautiful kids, single-handedly building a growing, successful design business, and giving myself wholly, undiluted, and faithful through and through. Until you decided that while I am pregnant with our first child, you would rather have a prolonged affair that lasted years with an actress. Mbong Amata. She dropped names, right? She dropped names. She dropped names. Mbong Amata. Amongst other women. Where do I even begin? The nights crying on the floor, begging that you see me, with you walking out and not returning for days. Or the days you tormented me to abort our second child because you were in numerous relationships and not ready to be a father. Throughout the emotional, psychological, mental, and physical torture and abuse, I stayed committed, faithful, shielding you, carrying the egg. But you're a shell, washed up and dried out. You live for validation of the internet. So enjoy your 10 seconds of pity party, a deadbeat. That is exactly what you are. I single-handedly sponsored your lavish lifestyle. I single-handedly paid all your bills, the trips, business class tickets, 5-star hotels, luxury trips, all the home bills, including that of the mother, children from your previously failed marriage. I took your mom abroad to the United States and she lived in my parents' home for years. I tried to cover you, tried to protect you, tried to shield you. No one knew how empty you were, how empty you still are. Have you ever paid school fees? Have you ever? All you did was abuse the financial access you had to my funds. Squandering my money on prostitutes and loose women. So many numerous transactions in Lekki hotels, Airbnbs, lounges and bars. Sold my property without my permission. Sold my permission for chicken change and still squandered the earnings from it within 1 week on different girls. Documented evidence day. Chai! That's the girl. That's the ex-wife, Sandra. And she says, disappearing for weeks on end with loose women and whores like Adeze Ubaja. Yo, I said they are dropping names, man. Like Adeze Ubaja at the Hard Rock Cafe. Or is it Tega Dominic? Ooh, she even gave the girl's handle. It's Tega Dominic, the BB Niger girl. Or is it Amaka Okeke, Diary of a lion? People, the gist is firing. She is dropping, she name dropped with handles, everything. Whom you claimed you were trying to get endorsements and sponsorships for. Who wants to be a millionaire? Who you brought into our home to sleep with on our matrimonial bed? Or is it the smelling prostitutes whom you led into our home, where I had to video record you escorting her to the gate? Or is it the whore that you had on your Snapchat frolicking in her bikini, snapping with your own phone while you were, this is hot, while you were, it didn't finish. Excuse me, please, I must get, please, people, pardon me. While you were sleeping, I'm guessing that's the word. Or is it when I caught you talking to one of your girlfriends for over an hour and I barged in on you with so much anger? I almost passed out from anger, for real. Tapes and evidence day. But what is really the point of sharing with the world? They'll still talk, mock, laugh, and make skits. You can go to a faceless blogger and post. You see, I told you, it was he who leaked it. Why would you respond to a faceless Instagram handle that is known for sensational stories? Because you are the one who leaked it. Frank, you don't want to go there. Where do I start? Where do I begin? I was a great wife, a faithful wife to the core. But a time comes when a woman must choose herself. I chose myself and walked away, filed for divorce too. As an adult woman, I am free to be with friends with and date whomever I please. Please move on with your life. To family and friends who have walked this journey with me and know the truth, thank you for your prayers and support. Please allow me to dance. Hey. That is a girl and more. That is a boss and more. You see, I am not here to talk to anybody about adultery. It's not my business. Because I don't know whether she committed adultery. Because all of you that are busy saying, being married in your marriage house and having external affairs. How do you know? After all, Christ said, he who has never sinned, cast the first stone. You think, is there any sin that is more than the other? I don't give a flying I don't care whether she committed the adultery in the house. I don't give a flying. My sister was here over the summer last year. with her husband. And we had this conversation. And I remember we were talking about Jeff Bezos and his wife, the fact that he was cheating on his wife with that funny looking woman. And I'm like, hey, God, as a Nigerian that I am, as an Igbo, one for Igbo that I am, as a one for Igbo that I am. Say, if you were me, and this is just me speaking, right? It's not my situation, it's not my condition. But I'm like somebody that I spent my time, my life sacrificing for your success, for this success that we have. And I'm supposed to let it go that you cheated on me. And I think that's one of the things women, we kind of tend to always want to be like, I'm like, hell no. You are cheating on me and we're going to cheat together in that house. Oh God. Come on, the kids are grown, right? So, the only thing I always ask for and I'll always say is always make sure that your children are not privy to the crap, right? Just ensure that they are not. And if your kids are grown, okay, makes it better, right? This is me, in my opinion, makes it better. Or better still, because that means they're either in their own homes or they are working or at the university. The moment the kids are home, right? Everybody, you address yourself, you redress yourself. Everybody, we all stand at attention. We remain disciplined. No hanky-panky while the kids are present. We behave as if nothing is happening. Meanwhile, we we know what we are doing. Do you understand? Because in my head, allowing the other woman to come in, right, and now begin again, right? This is just me in my dramatic way thinking. I don't know if I'm going to do that, right? But this was me. I was like, hey, God, Jeff Bezos. Well, all of us, we're going to have the boyfriend in the house. I'm going to have a boyfriend. He's going to have a girlfriend. We're going to divide the house. And we're going to shit the sheets together, right? But I'm not going to come here and start talking about Sandra or the fact that she committed adultery. That's not my business, right? That's none of my business. And this is where I'm going to talk. And this video, I'm addressing only men. Because again, anybody I hear saying that in your marriage commit adultery, that's BS. That's total BS in my book. Because no one told Frank EDOHO not to do it when he did it. No one told Frank EDOHO that he shouldn't be doing it in his matrimonial home when he was going after Obongamata. Nobody talked to him about Adobe and all the plethora of women he was carrying around. Nobody told Frank EDOHO anything. So I don't know. I'm not a hypocrite. I'm not going to do this. You feel like because it's the man, so he did it, but that doesn't mean she should. Are you serious? Are you fucking high? No, she should do it. I don't give a flying rat's ass. Because what is good for the goose should be in fact the best for the gander. Azanda, take shop kiss. Do you understand what I mean? I'm not going to come here and come and do the hypocrisy. No, I'm not going to do that. Because the bed you laid, Frank EDOHO, you are the one lying on it right now. Yes, you are the one who laid that bed and you are lying on it. Usually Frank EDOHO don't respond since. The kind of person he is, Frank EDOHO writes. He doesn't break his, he doesn't write in broken English. He doesn't shorten his words. No, Frank EDOHO writes. That's to tell you how well read and learned he is. He writes. Frank EDOHO will write a epistle for you on Twitter. He will even use it to insult people. But this is 72 hours since all these things came to light, and there is no response from him. On Twitter. I'm not on Twitter anyway. I can't even with that place. Right? But nothing. And so this is my message to the patriarchy. And this is my message to you, Frank EDOHO. Men, you people should come and gather around me. The women you are meeting today, the women you are seeing today, are not your mothers. Let me repeat that. The women you're meeting, the women you're seeing today, the women you're marrying today, are not your mothers. I'm going to buttress this also with the fact that there's a Financial Times study that came out about men who are apparently more welcoming to extremist views and extremist, way of thoughts and, stuff like that, simply because, hey, it's not serving them. I'm going to look for it. If I don't, it's going to be in another video. I saw it and I was like, oh, wow. No wonder we have that orange man down there as the president. Yeah. I mean, the statistics said so. So we can see the statistics for itself. So the women you're married today, you're not married, you're not your mothers. We are looking at women of the 21st century who are not settling. Their own is do me, I do you back. And I'm all here for it. Women, please wake up, because the thing is that many of you are so tied to sticking to the patriarchy. You want to hold on to it. You don't want to let it go because it serves you. Have you asked yourself, why is it okay for me as a man to want to have a woman subservient to me? Why does it make me feel good? Why do I feel, because I heard one very dangerous rhetoric, again, another video that is coming again on top of this. Why do you feel that it is okay for you? You opened your mouth, Frank EDOHO, you said, to punish her. Who gave you the audacity? Who do you think you are? Is she your child? I understand that your partner upset you. I understand that. I understand you're upset with your partner. I understand that, couples quarrel, right? But you say the way for you to punish a woman. And then you begin to look at the person. And listen, while we are all busy, talking about this, Frank EDOHO is not the only man who does this or things like this. So while you were busy thinking that you were keeping malice with her, she was busy doing her life, because she didn't bother anymore. She didn't care anymore. You want to know the truth, Frank EDOHO? You are the architect of everything that happened here. No, Sandra has absolutely no reproach from me. She's got no reproach at all. Frank EDOHO, you are the architect of your own destruction. So lap it up, prepare your banquets, right? Serve it, and it's hot, so eat it now, so that don't let it get cold, right? Like I said, I don't want to hear anybody telling me about the fact that she committed adultery in her marriage. I don't give a flying, because again, who amongst you has never sinned? I mean, you people think that sin, there is grade and there is grade. I know, in the eyes of man, yes, sin is sin. So the person that has not done, oh yeah, throw. Cast your own stone. Let us see. You that you swear by what is all that is holy, you've never done. And I'm going to just chip in one more thing. This is going to be another topic on its own, but I'm going to chip it in here so that I don't forget. The role of religion in Nigeria has been more than anything to create the avenue for men to do the things they do and get away with it. Manipulate women, violate women, you name it. And the church, the people that are supposed to protect you and speak loudest, keep quiet and tell you, beg him, forgive him. Please, which world are we in? Beg him for what? I listened to a lady's story about how her husband passed. She absolutely did nothing wrong to that man. He was the one that dug his grave. Simply. He just dug his grave by his hand. Which world are we living in? And you find out that all of you always return to the church. Who told you? You see those people that people call church people, pastors, they are not the people that you take or call for counseling. Let me repeat it. I've done this video years ago. I'm going to attach it here years ago. Those of you that are busy looking for pastor and co as your my husband did this, my husband did that, you're not going to get anything tangible, because they only speak to you from a subjective view. You want counseling? Please find a therapist. The role of the church has destroyed Nigeria so much. It's sickening. So dear men, if you people like, get on the program. If you people don't like, don't get on the program. But you see, women ain't going back. And many of you, because you have refused to accept this, we now see the rise in violations, aggression against women. We're seeing the rise. We're seeing the rise in violence against women and children. We're seeing it. Because you cannot get it the way you want to get it. Now you resort to something else. King of malice. Malice wagawa. So this is where I end this video, guys. Please do not fail to like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel. And I'll see you guys in my next video coming pretty soon. Have a beautiful day. Bye.